Welcome guys to Simon on the sofa, or more importantly I think Simon on this concrete groin, which I think is called a groin. And today I'm with Tad from Marketing for Hippies, and we met last night, and it was yeah, it was a really wonderful wonderful experience I had. And yeah, I just felt the whole essence of what Tad's bringing to the world in relation to marketing is all about really being transparent and being more truthful and showing up. So yeah, so I've captured him this morning before he leaves Brighton town. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. So yeah, shall we pick up from there? Just that idea of truthful, transparent marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious what you got from the workshop last night, or what showed up for you around that.
Okay, so I think it was those three points that we touched on. You know, right. being a give it to me.
Collapse.
A collapser, or a
posturer.
A posturer, meaning a posturer being a little bit more fraudulent, but actually there's an underlining thing of love me.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Or, yeah, value me, and then with the collapser, it was like love me, but there was a hidden agenda. Yeah.
And I like the essence of the person who's more composed in the way that they are promoting themselves or marketing themselves and so on. And more importantly, maybe if we even touch on this, because this was really powerful for me, was, you remember number 2, right, which was the education and the awareness around marketing, and the way that you described it, I can't remember the saying, the saying of marketing.
Oh, that marketing is about establishing the value beyond the immediately apparent? Was
exactly.
That one? Yeah.
Exactly. So that was really, because it was about actually creating awareness at this time of evolution, with everything that's changing and shifting in the world,
right,
and all the structures that are falling, and then, you know, people are really still obviously needing to show their value, make money, and but then wanting to come from a more authentic place.
Yeah, and I think that's the trick with it, is that we do have genuine needs for food and shelter, and, you know, and so in this economy that is often going to show up as money. So we need to sustain ourselves, but we also want to be giving to the world, and we want to be contributing to this bigger picture of the, you know, just making the world a better place. And so I feel like it's easy to sometimes just be like, well, I'm just going to give and give and give to the bigger transformation, and I don't matter, it's not about me, it's about this bigger thing. And then there are other people, it's just all about them. And I feel like that balance of how do we sustain the world while we also sustain ourselves is really tricky, because, and there can be all those, I think people can come from a real place of fear about it, which is understandable, because maybe we haven't seen a lot of models of how people can actually do both, how they can do good and make money at the same time. And so then, yeah, it can just get so sneaky, all the secret hidden agendas that come in. And when the agenda is trying to get the sale or get the money, then you just can't be authentic with that. If it's hidden, you know, if it's up front, then that's authentic. But it's often people don't want to be seen. I find in the conscious scene, like, oh, I don't want to be seen as making money. I don't want to be seen as as if almost like I don't want to seem like I have any needs. I just want to seem like I'm giving and generous. Because if I'm trying to, you know, if it seems like I don't want to be seen like a salesperson or a marketing person, and yet they do need people to buy from them, to sustain them. But I think when that gets hidden, then the marketing isn't transparent. It's not upfront, and you get a lot of these kind of covert tactics that get wrapped up in heart-centered and loving and transparent, conscious, and it's all the wrapping is really good. But when you unpack it, it's, I think you were saying at the workshop last night, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's a different skin, isn't it? On top of the still the manipulative. You know, you need this, buy this. It's cheaper. And
right. Only this many left. Act now.
Yeah. Hurry.
and then that creates this culture of fear and scarcity, where like everywhere we go, and even the conscious workshops we go to, there's this kind of pitch of like, you have to sign up now, and if you don't, you're going to miss this incredible thing, and this panic that puts us in all the time. And I think when people are in a really composed place, I think it's like when people, because everybody needs to be loved, everybody needs to be valued, but when we put that on any particular person, or even just kind of people outside of ourselves, when we don't have some sort of a inner work or spiritual practice or whatever it is for people, where we get those needs met ourselves, or in a more conscious, authentic, and direct way, then of course it's going to come out. We're going to try to get those needs met from our clients. But when people are coming, instead of like chasing love and respect, when they're coming from a place of I really love myself and respect myself, and I love and respect other people, then marketing just becomes this question of like, is it a fit? Do I want to work with these people? Do they want to work with me? It becomes this craftsmanship where we're crafting really beautiful things, and just trusting that it's like, maybe it's a fit for people and maybe it's not a fit for people. But it's almost more of a filtering process, I think.
Yeah, and you said something yesterday about that whole, just valuing yourself, you know, and also then looking at it from your point of view as well. I think I like that point about, you know, the way that you really want to be, trusting your point of view, trusting, you know, you said you called it being like trusting if you're a bit freaky, and just trusting the essence and the resonance of what it is that you're putting out, and make sure that resonance has clarity, because the clarity, or more vice versa, the clarity almost brings a resonance with it, doesn't it?
It's
an authenticity.
I think we can like try to. There are a lot of these manipulative kind of sales tactics and marketing tactics, and they work. They'll get clients in the short term, but they don't build loyalty. They don't build real relationships. And I think when people are just, I just find the more transparent people are about their story and what got them there and how they see the work, or their point of view on it, why they do it, the more it's really clear for people immediately if it's a fit or not, and it stops being such just an intellectual thing. There's more of it just like yeah, you can help me, and I just like you, or I don't like you. And there's that immediate filtering, and then we don't have to push people. We don't have to try to convince people. Like, I haven't tried to convince anyone to work with me for years and years, because there's some people who resonate with me and some who don't. Some hear the name Marketing for Hippies and they just won't even come to my workshops. And other ones hear it and they think it's the greatest thing they've ever heard, and that's a good filter for me. And some people come to my intros and they really like it. Some people come and they sort of like it. Some people don't like it. But setting up enough ways that people can check me out and see if it resonates. And if it does, then when they show up, it's just like, oh, sure, you know, welcome in, and let's work together. Totally.
And you said it was the thing that was my original resistance, not resistance to you, but when I come to the workshop, was what I shared to you, wasn't it? That, you know, it's that battle of like, well, I want to do good, I want to make a difference, I want to share with people the value that I know that I'm creating, for example. Yet then put it out and package. Package the love or whatever, you know, the consciousness or the awareness or the information you're bringing, and then put it into an environment that still sometimes seems like competition and separation, wasn't it? And you said there was something, you said a Gandhi quote that was
there's enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed.
And I thought that was really interesting. If even everybody sort of walked with that mindfulness or that mentality, it would very much be about, you know, serving, collaborating, creating to create a better world, you know, or a better, you know, whatever it is, a better community or a better town, or, you know, whatever the market is, a better product.
Yeah, it is funny. As soon as we like start offering our thing for money, I think it can be like, oh, there's the competition, and there are other people, and this idea that we need to position ourselves and contrast ourselves with other people. And I feel like that can be useful at times, but I'd rather see people just focused on sharing what they have and the way they see it, and putting that out as beautifully as they can, and making it as easy as possible for people to find them, and trusting that there just do tend to be enough folks, you know. It's been true for me, and if not, then it's like maybe there's some lessons around like, okay, that's something you love, something you're passionate about, nobody's going to buy it, so then maybe that's a hobby, or you find a way to craft it or frame it or package it in a way that is resonant and relevant for people.
Okay, so, you know, lovely to get an insight. So just to just, you know, to bring it in also to a personal question, is that, you know, why do you do what you do?
Wow, so many levels. Well, I could never keep a job, and so that helps. There's that. I love teaching. I love facilitating. I love, you know, doing workshops, and I see that there's so many good people doing these good projects, and marketing is almost never the strong suit for them. You know, green, eco, holistic, conscious, permaculture-y kind of projects, and that people, they're so passionate about it, and they learn how to do this thing, but they never learn how to talk about it or articulate it or do the marketing. And so the thought of everyone in the world who's doing something good, knowing how to market it, being a really badass marketer, feels exciting for me.
I like that. Yeah, so actually bringing that connection in, and there's a few of you growing, but it's still very rare, isn't it? It's still very rare, or you may say differently, but when I'm looking out there, I still feel it's a rare thing, this idea of authentic, conscious, mindful marketing.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, there's a handful of people who I really resonate with in the scene. There's more and more people coming out framing it as conscious, heart-centered marketing, and I often don't see the difference between it and traditional sales. And in fact, there's some people who teach traditional sales who are just hardcore capitalists, and their marketing feels more authentic to me because they're just being upfront about their agenda.
This is it, take it, you will buy it.
Like, we need your money, here's the deal we're gonna offer, and like, if that works for you, that's great. And then I see other people who kind of wrap it up as like, oh, don't you want to make a difference and be a part of this bigger change? And all of this is subtle new age guilt around it. So I think it is growing, and I think a lot of us, like, I know I'm still on my own journey to kind of figure out how I see it. So I think a lot of us are figuring out, how do you do it in a way that still feels authentic and really is uplifting. I know I have a lot to learn.
And that's, thank you. That's it. And I think just even sharing transparently that's where you're at, even exploring that is really wonderful to hear, because I think just, you know, that we sort of run out of time. It was just a little bit. I know we could talk more, because we could talk about, you know, the global effect of marketing, and we could go, you know, we could go deeper. And I know you love and passionate about permaculture as well, and we're sharing some wonderful insights to me last night. So so really, I just want to wrap that up and just say that I just want to steal this opportunity to bring this awareness of Tad and what he's doing, and also to say that from my transparent perspective is that from meeting Tad, I now have a new way of looking at how I can actually market what I'm doing with Simon on the Sofa and the other projects that we're working on, in order so that more people can benefit from collaborations like this and so on. So thank you, a little insight into me and Tad, and thank you very much for coming down. I always get a hug from the people, so we have a hug. Thanks very much. Great to meet you.